Welcome to the Stakecito podcast. My name is Nimes. I'm one of the co-founders at Stakecito, and today I'm extremely excited to have Lord Pomberten with me, one of the founders at Yeet, which is a project, an OG project in the Berachain ecosystem. But before we talk about Yeet and so on, sir, how are you doing these days? How's the market treating you so far?
I am very good. Thanks so much. And yeah, just loving being in Berachain. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it definitely is, and it's always exciting for me myself also researching all the projects, doing test nets, and also talking to the founders. So yeah, let us know what is your background and how did you get into crypto and yeah, into Berachain as well.
Yeah, for sure. So previously in crypto, I built stuff in DeFi before. I built a public good, which has won a bunch of awards and hackathons. And I also used to do mechanism design professionally and tokenomics and that kind of thing at a VC for portfolio companies, as well as just advising projects mainly in DeFi and in the infrastructure space. Yeah, so I've always kind of had an eye for the Ponzi's, which is how Yeet was born, actually. And how we ended up in Berachain was because we were discussing Yeet with a bunch of people, and people said, "Oh wow, this is so crazy. This is fucked up. You guys should definitely launch in Berachain." And after speaking with all the Beras, we realized, yeah, this is definitely the place for us. Also, can I swear here, or should I refrain?
No, you can say whatever you want. It's fine. I don't care.
Okay, all right. Don't tell my mom. But yeah, that's how we ended up here.
Awesome. Really interesting. So do you also have sort of a background in the Ethereum ecosystem then, or how does it that?
Yep. So in
Yeah.
Ethereum mainly.
Okay. Got it. Yeah. I feel like a lot of Ethereum folks actually, nowadays are also like sort of the people who are involved in the Berachain ecosystem. Yeah, awesome. Can you let us know what Yeet exactly is, and how would you categorize it? Is it a DeFi project? Is it like sort of a gaming project, or how do you actually categorize Yeet itself?
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, for Yeet itself, I guess I would put it somewhere between DeFi and GameFi. But now the project itself is comprised of multiple different products. So some of which are just pure DeFi and some of which are kind of gamified DeFi. So our flagship product, which is called the Yeet Ponzi, or just the Giga Ponzi, as we affectionately refer to it, or rather the thermonuclear Giga Ponzi, which is our favorite form of self-branding. It's a gamified DeFi protocol where people deposit Beras, the native gas token of the chain, into a pool. And there are different ways of getting Beras out of this pool and winning some of the money in the pool. And there's a lot of different game theory here that people can use to try win, essentially. That's our core product, the game, and we can go deeper onto the rules there. And since then, we've also launched a marketplace for bonds. And so when I say bonds, it's bonds in the same way that Olympus used to use them, and how Olympus popularized, like bonding liquidity in, where you essentially purchase LP tokens from the market. And they spun that out into Olympus Pro, which was a marketplace for this. And so we're working with Olympus Pro people essentially to bring this to Berachain. And we've just given it a Yeetarded skin, so to speak.
Yeah, interesting. I've seen both products and also tried it out on testnet. But let's talk about the Yeetbonds a little bit later. Can we maybe talk about this strategies? I think you have like a pin post on the X account, which is saying there's like a dominant strategy and a reactive strategy. Maybe in simple terms, is it the way people would play that game, and how does it exactly work?
Exactly, yeah. So that post is essentially referring to different methods people could use to play this game and win money. So for a bit of context here, the rules of the game are that people deposit Beras into the pool, which we call yeeting. Once you've yeeted your money away, like that's it, you can withdraw it. And so the way it works is every time someone makes a yeet into the pool, it resets a timer to 1 hour, and this timer is continually counting down. And so if it goes to 0, I mean, the game ends and money is distributed to the last person that made a deposit, right? And so if somebody tries backrun you in the last minute or something like that, or tries sneak in a sneaky right before the timer ends, it just resets the timer to 1 hour. So me and you as humans, like, will always be able to play this game and not like lose out to some sneaky bot or machine that's trying to backrun us. The rules are you don't necessarily need to deposit more Bera into the pool than the previous Yeet. The only minimum that exists is a function of the current pool value. So it's 0.5% of the current pool value. So let's say there's 100 Bera in the pool. You've just deposited 10 Bera in the pool. That doesn't mean I have to deposit 11. The minimum deposit I have to make is just 0.5, because that's 0.5% of the current pool value, which is 100. So why would anybody... So firstly, why is there a minimum? There's a minimum that increases because we don't want just people to eat dust and the game goes on for infinity. It needs to end sometime. And so why, if there's a minimum, why would I ever deposit an amount greater than the minimum, right? That makes no sense. So the catch here in this game is, so far, it's quite simple. Like, where it gets a bit more complex is that every day, like an epoch for us, we distribute our native Yeet token. And this token is distributed to players based upon their volume that they've done in the game over the past epoch. So if you've done more volume, it doesn't matter if you win or lose or whatever, but if you've done more volume, you farm more of the Yeet token. So some people may not be even playing the game just to like try win the bear in the pool, maybe just because they want the Yeet token. And why would you want this this shitcoin? Well, you can stake it for a cut of the game revenue. So if you like, a percentage of all the volume being done in the game is going directly to the stakers. So also just staking it is a nice way of going long on there being volumes in this game and going long on human idiocy. So yeah, I've been rambling for a bit now, so maybe I'll stop here and let you jump in.
Yeah, I think this was very good. Just for a little bit more clarity, like as a staker, when you deposit those Yeet tokens, you said they're obviously locked, and in the end, the winner gets all the Yeet, right? Or does he win something else? He wins the Yeet, I guess.
No, so people are depositing Bera into the pool, and the winner gets Bera.
Bera. Sorry,
Yeah.
Talking about
Bera.
But
if you stake Yeet, you also get Bera.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
So if you go and Yeet 10 Bera right now, some of it is going to the prize pool, and some of it is going to the stakers.
Got it. Okay. Interesting. And how long can be one round of yeeting, let's say, or one round of depositing Bera until there's a winner? Because you said every time someone deposits Bera, then basically the time is extended again, right?
Yeah, indeed. So I mean, we've had games on testnet that have run for over a week, and some that have run less than a day. Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see what happens on mainnet as well when the incentives are actually real.
Right, but is there any plan to have a limit, or is it like any limit on how many days one game could be, or is it like as high as the jackpot can go, basically?
Yeah, I mean, theoretically, it can go on forever, but practically, at some point, yeah, like the minimum Yeet will be so expensive that it will turn into a whale game, and that just won't go on forever. But yeah, if in the event of that happening, everyone who stakes Yeet is just going to be very happy.
That's true. Okay, interesting. So it's usually like a day or less than a day, or it could be even up to a week or something like that for now. And then we will see how the dynamics evolve on the mainnet, obviously.
Absolutely.
Okay, interesting. Very cool. So what is the utility of the Yeet token again? So it can be used for staking, right? Is there like any other plans?
So that's the utility within the protocol. External to the protocol, it will be as we'll have a lot of use cases as collateral in DeFi. You'll be able to use it in a bunch of GambleFi and GameFi protocols on Berachain as well. And the reason for this is because Yeet is now very prominent in the ecosystem. So a lot of projects reach out to us like wanting to partner or integrate Yeet somehow or use the Yeet token in their protocols. So yeah,
Right.
the utility within the protocol is very simple, it's very straightforward, just stake for revenue, but you'll be able to use it in the ecosystem as well.
Okay, got it. Understood. And yeah, it seems to be that there are also some that you guys have your own NFT collection. Obviously, the Yeetards, I believe it's called, right? So, what is the role of the Yeetards?
It's a great question. So the Yeetards, besides being the most idiotic JPEG you've ever seen, and is also kind of a perks aggregator now for the Berachain ecosystem, which is really cool. These NFTs give you boosted Yeet rewards on mainnet. So, for example, if I'm playing the game, right, I farm the Yeet token itself because it's distributed to players of the game. But if I hold an NFT, a Yeetard NFT, the rewards I get are boosted. The Yeet tokens I receive are boosted, and if I hold more than one NFT, like my boost is greater.
Okay, got it. So basically for boost. Interesting. And I guess the PFP that you have right now, is it also one of the Yeetards?
So the PFP I'm wearing is not a Yeetard. It is just
Okay.
like a Yeet stylized PFP, essentially. I actually think our NFTs are much cooler.
Yeah. Okay, got it. So it's like something customized there. Okay, interesting. And can you also let us know, I've read that you guys plan to sort of leverage proof of liquidity, and then there's also the term that proof of liquidity to the power of 2, right? So can you let us know what you think about how POL can be utilized between Yeet and Berachain?
Of course. So for POL itself, we plan to leverage POL for a lot of our liquidity incentivization strategies, like bribing, not even in the main gauges of Berachain to get BGT to our LPs, but maybe even some of the meta governance layers to get, leverage BGT to our LPs. So this would be similar to bribing on Convex instead of Curve, if people are familiar with that. Just to get some more power. I mean, we'll see how these things evolve. But the more interesting angle here of how Yeet interacts with POL is not so much in how we use it, but it's more in how we enable other people to use it via Yeetbonds. And this is why we've built this product. So something we talk about a lot is POL². And POL² refers to the combination of proof of liquidity, POL, and protocol-owned liquidity, also a POL. And that's how we get POL². So Yeetbonds is a way for protocols. It's a great mechanism for protocols to own their own liquidity, which is what we saw Olympus do, which is how Olympus owns pretty much all the liquidity in its pool and doesn't have to continually pay rent to people that LP that pool and keep inflating their token supply. A lot of people in the Berachain ecosystem are very DeFi native and grasp these concepts very intuitively. So a lot of them want to use bonding and will be using bonding to own their liquidity. And because if you own your liquidity on Berachain, it's more beneficial because of proof of liquidity and POL². But if I continue talking about this, I'll go on for the rest of the podcast. So please jump in.
Yeah, sure. It sounds really good. So we can also talk about Yeetbonds, because I think this whole topic of proof of liquidity also ties into the Yeetbonds. Can you let us know what are the Yeetbonds specifically, and what is the purpose of using those or issuing some?
Sure. So Yeetbonds is actually very simple. It sounds complex and cool, but it's really not at all. It's not at all fancy. It's like very Yeetard friendly. We know everyone's an idiot, so we're not trying to make anything too difficult. What it is, it's essentially an OTC marketplace where protocols can sell their token with zero slippage because it's OTC. You're not selling it in the pool, and people can purchase it from the protocol. So why would we do this as opposed to using the liquidity pool or using a centralized exchange? Well, for protocols, you get to sell it with zero slippage, right? For projects, And well, you could go traditional OTC routes, but the fees here are cheaper than traditional OTC routes. And also, since it's open to the public, you have a much greater range of buyers. For buyers, though, why would I come here and buy it as opposed to a DEX or a centralized venue? Because you get a discount on the current market price. How do you get this discount? The catch here is that when you buy a Yeet bond, you have a short cliff period. Like it could be 3 days, it could be 7 days until you can actually claim these tokens. And that's to prevent people from instantly arbitraging the price. So you're a protocol, you sell these at a slight discount, which would still be less than the slippage you would incur selling it in the open market and the price impacts it would have. And yeah, so that's it. I'm a protocol. I get to sell it OTC. I'm a buyer. I get to buy them OTC with a slight discount to market price. And these tokens, it could be any ERC20 token. So it could be stablecoins. It could be Beras. It could be an LP token, which is what Olympus did, right? And which is what some projects wish to do. It could be some meta governance token, like something that gives you some power in gauges. It could be any other yield-bearing asset or anything you want to do to diversify your treasury, raise some runway, own more liquidity, blah, 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 blah.
Okay, understood. Got it. So would you also say then like some of the potential users are obviously other projects and that want to, you know, buy maybe in larger quantities and basically, as you said, like have a more diversified treasury. Or do you also see it like as a retail product?
Well, it's a combination of both. Those are the two sides of the marketplace. The sellers are the protocols, or it could be whales or investors who want to exit positions. And the other side is retail and community members who say, hey, I believe in this token. I'm going to hold it for more than 3 days anyway. So why not purchase it at a discount to market price? It's that simple.
Yeah. All right, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, I've been playing around with it myself a little bit, but need to test it out a little bit more. Got it. Is there anything else that you? So, what are the plans with this Yeet bond platform or this bonds? I've seen there were some partnerships also with Kodiak Finance and I think a few others, right? What is that all about?
All right, so Kodiak is a V3 DEX on Berachain, and we believe will be one of the main DEXs in the ecosystem. So firstly, we're housing our liquidity there, but our partnership with Yeetbonds is that many protocols will have their pools on Kodiak, and these very same protocols care a lot about owning their liquidity. So there like forms a very natural partnership. And hey, you have your liquidity on Kodiak, you can use Yeetbonds to purchase more of the LP tokens for your Kodiak pool. So us and Kodiak are already very close partners from a long time ago, and this is just another thing we are collaborating on.
Yeah, definitely it is. That's good to have close ties. And I also recently made a tutorial about how to use Kodiak, and yeah, so far I really like the platform, and I think they have also a lot of tokens available, testing tokens for purchasing. Awesome. So what does the roadmap in general look like for you in terms of let's say Yeetbonds, but generally like the Yeet product? Yeah. Do you have maybe other projects you're working on, or is that also the main one?
Yeah, great question. So firstly for Yeetbonds, what we will do is we will continue to squash some bugs. It's why we're a big believer in launching stuff on testnet as soon as we can and get a lot of feedback. So we're just working our way through some bugs, working our way through some further audits we're doing for all our contracts. We're going to continue signing protocols to do Yeetbonds. We're already talking with all the top protocols on Berachain. Most of them have already confirmed to launch Yeetbonds. We've announced some of them, some we have yet to announce, and conversations are still ongoing with many others. We are also building another product simultaneously, which we will announce soon, and also it will influence our core Ponzi flywheel, which we're very excited about. It will give users the chance to earn a lot of automated yield, essentially. So we're going to have these three main products, which are the Ponzi, the Yeetbonds, and this new product, which we will announce. And yeah, I think for now we're just going to focus on taking those to market successfully, as opposed to trying to build too many things, which we might have already done.
Yeah, definitely. And I think like just having already like two major products with the Yeetbonds and the Yeet itself is already probably quite a lot to keep up. Yeah, interesting. So then you are also involved with the Honeycast, is it correct?
Yes, correct.
So are you one of the founders, or did you join later? What's the story behind Honeycast?
Yeah, so Honeycast is the brainchild of someone called Tez. Shout out Tez. Yeah, and he's the main guy at the Honeycast and does all the editing, which for me really makes the Honeycast one of the best podcasts ever. If you listen to an episode, there's so many kind of effects in there that make them genuinely fun to listen to. So I was listening to all the Honeycasts before I ever even appeared on one. And so we originally had a Honeycast episode, I don't know, maybe 6-7 months ago, or longer. Shout out also FDub, who was involved in the Honeycast very early. And Tez, after that, kindly asked me to come on as a co-host for some episodes, especially when some of them are very DeFi heavy, as I suppose that's my area of expertise, and I help out with some of the more technical or DeFi oriented questions.
Yeah, really cool. Yeah, I've listened to the Honeycast myself, obviously, several main episodes. I wish I would have more time to check them all out. But from the editing, that's really top notch. So shout out here. It's usually super funny, and I think doing all those small little sound edits, I can imagine also like there's a lot of work at the end of the day. We're also doing our own YouTube videos and so on. So I know just basic editing already takes time. But doing it on the level that the Honeycast is doing is really cool.
Yeah. No, for someone like you who can appreciate the work that goes in as you do some of it as well, yeah, it's yeah, you know.
Yeah, I know for sure. Yeah, awesome, cool. What are maybe some of the like I'm sure you have talked like to a lot of projects, and so you probably have a really good opinion on this. What are maybe some of the Berachain NFT collections that people should be aware of? And also our listeners are mostly from the Cosmos ecosystem. So if somebody is fairly new to Berachain, what kind of NFT collections he should know about?
Alrighty. Well, so for Berachain specifically, there are some official Berachain NFTs, which are 6 collections that worked via rebase. So they start with a small amount of, I think it was 100 or 107, which then turned into more NFTs, which turned into more, and that has happened 6 times. Or rather, it's happened 5 times because there's 6 collections, and there will be one more on mainnet. But those are the official Berachain NFTs, the cheapest of which now has a floor, I think, of 3 or 4 ETH. So naturally, some people aren't very happy to splash out all that cash and have looked to the ecosystem NFTs. When it comes to the ecosystem NFTs, I'd say one of the most prominent ones are the honeycombs by a project called the Honey Jar, which is kind of like an incubator on the chain, and is this huge octopus with its tentacles going all over the ecosystem. They're a great bunch and have really helped elevate this ecosystem. So their NFTs aggregate a lot of perks from a lot of different projects as they help like kind of elevate projects. And I'd be remiss, of course, if I did not shill our own collection, Yeetard NFTs. I mean, at this point, we are one of the most prominent projects on the chain. We're known for our cult community. People have tattoos. People burn NFTs just because we think it's funny. Literally, like they're literally lighting their money on fire, and then we all make fun of them in Discord. But it's just part of our kind of Yeetarded community going on. We've had about 90 NFTs burnt like this, just organically, like people literally just lighting their money on fire. And the thing is with Yeetards, in addition to the boosts it get in our protocol, also it aggregates a lot of benefits across the ecosystem. Also, the art is very cute, but again, like I'm fucking biased, right? Yeah, and as for other NFTs in the ecosystem, thing is there's so many. The Hungry Beras by Ramen Finance also come to mind. And the thing is, in Berachain, there has definitely been this meta of a bunch of projects issuing NFTs. So it's even a question of, hey, which project do you like? They'll have an NFT collection, kind of thing.
Yeah, really interesting, and I agree. It feels like no matter to which project you are looking to, all of them have their own NFT collection launched, which is pretty cool. It's like I'm not aware of any other chain that is like operating in a way where like the NFT almost plays like a crucial role within that product. In the end of the day, it gives you some benefits or definitely some association and community building and so on. So that's cool. And I think your NFTs, the Yeetard NFTs, they are also still fairly priced. If you obviously compare to the OG Berachain NFTs, something like at, I don't know, $400 the last time I checked, or $500, which is still like doable, I would say. But yeah, that's awesome. And yeah, I also just had an episode with Rofellos from Harmonium, and he obviously also mentioned your NFT project as one of those that people should be aware of. Awesome. And I guess right now they're basically available on OpenSea, or are they also available on I don't know which Berachain NFT marketplace is like Kingdomly, I think is an Arbitron, right? So technically.
Yeah. So yeah, you can trade them on OpenSea or any other place Arbitrum NFTs are traded. Also, back to the question earlier of which notable NFTs in the ecosystem. Well, I'd also be remiss if I didn't mention Harmonium. They're also very close partners of Yeet, by the way, and we have a long-standing relationship with them.
Sure. Yeah, they're cool. They're cool, and also really like the game they're building. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, I will definitely make sure to put the links of your NFT collection and so on later into the description. Yeah, what else do we have? Actually, I think we are almost through most of my questions here.
Amazing.
Check.
No, we've been very effective, huh?
Yes. No, it's awesome. How do you actually envision like to work, let's say, with other validators? Because I believe like some projects, they basically have some partnerships that they build up and have those liquidity initiatives and stuff like that. Is that something that is also interesting for Yeet?
Absolutely, it is. So actually, at the moment, we are speaking with many validators to try and figure out, a good kind of incentivization strategy for LPs on mainnet. The thing that's stopping a lot of these conversations right now is still some details of proof of liquidity and how it works are being finalized. So yeah, I mean, we're not sure necessarily if we'll go for kind of backroom incentivization deals or just bribe in the open market. And if we go with certain validators over others, will we do it because we'll share a bit of our revenue with them, or will it just be like we give them some tokens, essentially give them some vested tokens. So yeah, all these things are up in the air. We are speaking with many validators, and we are keen to work with many of them. So also, yeah, would love to speak to you guys with Stakecito.
Yeah,
maybe that's a conversation we can have off the podcast or on the podcast. Definitely. I mean, we don't mind.
No, definitely. I think it's good to know for other projects and validators that you guys are also open to that, and also look to work with other projects that are really invested in the Berachain ecosystem. That's an important message to have out there. But definitely, we're going to talk also about how we at Stakecito can support you guys, and it's pretty cool. And also, I'm really thankful, or I guess we are really thankful for your contribution to the Berachain ecosystem. Yeah, and yeah, thanks a lot, man. let us know what are your socials. How can people find you on X, and also how can people find Yeet?
So I always recommend people not to find Yeet, and in fact to stay far away, because it is a Gigaponzi, as we say repeatedly, and it is for people with 0 IQ. So if you have, a double-digit IQ or higher, please turn around, run away. If it's too late for you and you're already in our community or hold an NFT, I'm sorry, but also you're a fucking idiot. So it might be too late for you. Yeah, but if you're still keen on disregarding everything I've said and are determined to find us, we're just called Yeet on Twitter. The handle is Eat Sleep Yeet. You'll find links to our Discord there, or our website also will have all the links. If you go to yeetit.xyz, so yeetit.xyz, you'll find links to the Ponzi, the bonds, the Discord, and something called Yeet Flap, which I'll let you discover in the bottom right of our website in the Yeetardation section. You'll go find out what it is.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, thank you so much, man. Yeah, it was a lot of fun, and yeah, thanks for taking the time. I'm sure we can repeat this one, once maybe Berachain mainnet is closer or live, or once you guys shipped the other project or product that you haven't announced today. So thanks a lot, man, and yeah, have a good day.
Nemus, thank you so much for having us on. Yeet.
All right, you guys, cheers.